So guys, it's been a minute and we have a lot to go over. So the last time you saw me, we were putting the smaller pulley on the C6. Well, hate to say it, but the C6 is gone and we have something to replace it. Now I will say, getting rid of the C6 was something that I was scared to do because I didn't know what would replace that car. And I think this one's going to get a lot of hate unless you know what this car is and you know what it possesses. And then I think people are really going to like it. So without further ado, I got a 5th gen Camaro ZL1. Now, if you don't know about these cars, which you should because they're awesome and they're cheap, the ZL1 has the LSA motor, LSA supercharged, and it is fantastic. Not only is it factory supercharged LSA motor, it comes with factory Brimbos and a Tremec transmission. This thing is so much fun to drive, and we have a build coming. I'll show you what we got so far. It's going to get really interesting. So as you guys can see, I've been acquiring a bunch of parts, so let's go over what we got. So here's a better look what we got going on. For starters, Dedicated Motorsports, I went with a 9.05 lower supercharger pulley paired with the ATI super damper. Of course you want to run these, and this is the ARP bolt for that. I got a 160 degree thermostat. You want to get one that's a little bit lower than stock. I think stock's 180, not 100% sure on that. But solid isolator. Mine's a 2013, so I'm pretty sure it's spring isolated, so we want a solid one, keep the supercharger happy. 100mm idler pulley, also from Dedicated Motorsports, with the relocation bracket. And then for the upper pulley, I went with a 2.55 with the 10 bolt hub. Try to get a little bit more boost out of this thing. That should do the trick. Here we got the connectors for the injectors, which are right here. Fuel inject clinic, 1200cc injectors. We went one step colder with the spark plugs. There's your spark plug number, whatever, if you want to get these too. And of course the Gates belt to go with the rest of the stuff. On the way, we do have a booster pump from JMS, and we have a 2-gallon tank for the supercharger, and we do have a reinforced brick on the way, but that's not here yet. So like I said, this is just an introductory video. There's a ZL1 all blown out from the light, but this car is going to be a monster, and I am super excited to get this build started. If any of you have ZL1s, put in the comments what you did to yours. This build should be incredible. I'm hoping to get all this work done before summer comes, and we have a bunch of videos. I've already done headers, intake, and catch can on the car, but of course that stuff's easy. And once we get into the real build, we'll put videos of doing that stuff. It's gonna be a ton of fun. I can't wait. Just if you guys are wondering what the interior of these cars look like, kind of old, but I'm still a fan. And here's the money shot. Like I said, have a cold air intake. I do have the cover for this, but I'm getting it cleaned right now. Headers, I don't know if you can see them down there, are done. And then I went with the Lead Engineering catch can, ran. Pretty simple stuff, but like I said, this thing's gonna be a monster, and we're gonna get rid of this whenever I get my 2-gallon tank that goes right there for the supercharger. Also, future plans. AFCO makes a heat exchanger with dual fans. I'm definitely going to get that. Try to keep this supercharger as cool as possible. I know these things love to run hot. But yeah guys, I know it's not the C6. New platform, new build. I'm super excited for it. Let me know you guys' opinions on this thing. I know that the 5th gen Camaro gets a lot of hate, so hopefully this goes over well. So let's get going. Let's go drive this thing. Do a little cold start. Oh no. gripe I have with this car truly is the blind spots. You cannot see anything out of this car. It's pretty terrible, to be honest. But other than that, it's great. The long tube headers really wake this car up. Stock, you know, they don't sound incredible, but this car sounds really good once it gets long tubes on it. And I think I'm gonna keep the active exhaust, the stock active exhaust on the car, because I like the way it sounds, honestly. Let's just go cruise some back roads. Like I said, this car is pretty much bone stock. Just a couple add-ons. Once we get all the pulleys on there, this thing's gonna be a ripper. I rode in a CTSV that made like 740-ish, I think it was, maybe a little bit more, and it was fun. So I can only imagine what this is gonna feel like. Coming from the C6. I will say this car is far more comfortable to drive. The C6 was great, but it was so small, and I'm a pretty tall dude, and I couldn't move my seat back anymore. So it was not the most enjoyable car to sit in. Of course, it was fun to drive. It was extremely fast and did everything I wanted it to. Made all the right noises, in my opinion. But I don't know, dude. This thing's pretty good, pretty fun to drive. Does everything I want it to do, at least. But I know the 5th gen Camaros, they get a lot of hate. They're not the best looking car in the world. But I don't know. Something about the ZL1 just caught my attention. It was exactly what I wanted. It had all the right parts, everything that, you know, I really wanted a CTSV. But I didn't want another automatic car, and I just didn't know about owning a manual CTSV. So once I figured out that the ZL1 was still the LSA platform, had all the, you know, creature comforts of the Cadillac without the Cadillac interior, I was okay with it. I thought, wow, that's great. So I started looking, the prices there, you know, for the miles and everything. Like, it was just I think it was a smart buy for myself, but I know there's a lot of opinions out there on the 5th gen. I don't really understand them. Maybe people need to go out and drive the ZL1. I think they're great. I'm not gonna lie to you. Does everything I want. So yeah, like I said, I love driving this thing. As you can see in the video previously, we took this thing for a ride. It is awesome. This is a car. Like I said, this thing is everything that I wanted it to be. You know, the supercharged, has the steering, has the handling, braking, everything. I mean, it's the total package to me and what I wanted in a car. And I hope you guys enjoy this thing as much as I do, because this build is going to be very, very, very fun. Like I said, guys, I don't know how y'all are going to feel about this coming from the C6, but I don't know. I'm in love with this car right now, and I hope you guys stick around if you want to see the build go underway. Shouldn't be too much longer. There's gonna be a bunch of content out for this thing. I hope y'all enjoy it. I know it's a little different from the C6, but if you do like this video, put a thumbs up, subscribe, whatever, and I'll see you on the next one.